This penalty-killing unit of the Hawks is currently leading with an 86% effectiveness percentage. Here comes Maruk in after a dump shot wide of the Chicago net, tied up by Magnuson. Marks in the corner. They jam it up there and play his whistle down. Went to make that 34 power play goals, and it was cleared to center ice. Now 1 second offside. They rule here as the clock grinds to a halt with remaining. Up there, swings behind the net, goes over to the far side. The Hawks, remember, are shorthanded. Maruk now with a right wing pass to Jean Potvin. Whacked it into the corner by John Marks. Russell gets back up the boards to Marks. In comes Maneri. They jam together. Russell got to the loose puck, and he was able to slap it up the boards to the Cleveland line. John Potvin with it there. Now moving to the Chicago line. He fired it in as Chris Maneri was almost going to be offside, and it is slapped down the ice by Coral. There's now 4 seconds left in Doug Wilson's penalty here to start the second period. 2-0 Chicago lead. Wilson steps back on. Potvin to center ice. Drives it in wide of the Blackhawk net. Coral makes the pickup. It's tied up by Parisi. Loose puck, and Magnuson flips it into the center ice area. Bob Stewart from there pumps it right back in. Murdoch comes off the Cleveland bench as the Barons start a line change. Russell beat Murdoch to the puck, got it to the corner for Makita. Up the left side, a collision there. It went back to the circle, off a stick, recovered by John Marks. Right wing pass, Coral out at center ice. McAdam picked it up into Maruk. Going to the corner, a pass, quick shot, and a good alert save there by Esposito on Bobby Murdoch, who got a nice pass up about 15-18 feet in front of Esposito. Murdoch stands on a shot as McKechnie won that face-off, and it just seemed to slide off the blade of his stick. Degla from the center ice area shot it in behind the Cleveland net. 2-0 Blackhawks. Loose at the side. Pierre Pont sneaks in there. A centering pass. It was blocked at the side of the net. Recovered. Kelly centering for Degla. It hit Stewart. Now recovered by McKechnie. He was checked by Pont. Degla back to the line, but Bob Murray could not keep it onside. McAdam after Murray. Murray turns away and fires it into the corner. Kelly in first. Whips a quick slapper. It came off the boards near the blue line, and it slid harmlessly out into center ice. Bob Murray waiting for Bob Kelly to come out of the Cleveland zone. Now dumps it in. We played 2:10 of the second period. A 2-0 Chicago lead. A long left wing pass, McKechnie to McAdam, and it is offside. 48. A quick stop on the face-off there. They're down 48 goals against in 46 games. That's not including tonight. Lou, you know so well how important that is.
Well, you know, Ron, some people say a good offense comes off a good defense, or a good defense comes off a good offense, but the Blackhawks, their defense have been their real forte this year.
Dave Gardner, Ivan Boldarev. Boldarev with a face-off at the Cleveland line, whipped it into the corner. Heading back, a pass here by Fiddler intended for Arneson on the far side, brought in by Mulvey. As he missed it, goes to the side of the net. In behind, centered into the crease. Boldarev now a pass-out try for Ted Bully. Went to the board. Wilson shoved it around the back there to Ted Bully. He is tied up by Jean Potvin, and they freeze it in there, and referee Wally Harris brings a stop to play. And Shinsky, they both fell to the ice. Bordelot slapped it in. Smith recovers it there over to Bob Stewart. The Cleveland defenseman clears it up into the center ice area. Doug Wilson, chased by Shinsky, had to unload quickly. Boldarev couldn't recover it. Smith ahead to Shinsky just inside the Cleveland line. Backed in by Doug Wilson, up forechecking. Passed it to Stewart. Ahead to Randy Holt, who's up front there playing a forward position right now. They jam it in on the left corner board. Holt broke his stick on the shot as he got a nice setup off the rim of the circle on the slot side of it, and fortunately for the Hawks, he broke his stick. As the new one now is Boldarev in his own zone, out the right side, flipped it ahead. Hampton had him tied up. The puck went harmlessly into the Cleveland corner. The Blackhawks with a 2-0 lead in the 4th minute of play. Esposito started out to clear off that broken stick, could not. Lead pass now, Shinsky to the corner against Hampton. Boldarev against him. The pass out was intercepted by Darcy Rhoda. Here's a backhand feed to Dale Talon. Up into center ice. The Boldarev trailing him. Works into the slide. Forced back. Passed it off to Wilson. A pass or shot attempt into the crowd in front. It was blocked. And away come the Barons. Shinsky from Smith. And he rolled it in wide of the Chicago net. A Hampton there, and Talon gets tied up behind the Chicago net. Holt came in, poked the puck loose. Stewart in the corner. Maruk back to the left point. As the Barons have something going here. Back to the right side to Smith. Rink wide pass. Stewart winds up. Shoots. Turned aside by Esposito. And Holt broke his stick again, going after the rebound. A quick pass from Rhoda to Bordelot at center ice. And he was turned around and checked by Smith. Marouk heading back up to the Chicago line. Pulls to his left, breaks to a stop. The pass out in front. Maneri just overskated that. Shot to center ice by the Hawks. Talon heading back in. Just outside the Chicago blue line. Harris over at the Cleveland bench, just throwing some loose debris away. Marouk against Mikita. Stan Mikita has his 508 NHL career regular season goal tonight. He passed John Beliveau with that scoring play. Magnuson passed to Mikita, was tied up in the slot, got it back from Marks, flipped it out of there, sent back in by Parisi. Magnuson turning, there was a delayed offside. Into the center ice area. Lead right wing pass, Cole across the line, shoots, 8 save. Rebound time, Mikita could not get it to Marks. Coral got it. Coral's pass, now out in front, Marks to Mikita, was tied up by Potvin. As the Barons had a miscue. Mikita.
Ivan Bolderev's 18th goal of the season. Stan Mikita's 6th of the season. The first period, they given the Chicago Blackhawks.
Mikita was in there, spinning in front of the net, banged that by both Marouk and Coral. It went to the side. Maneri shot a bank pass to center ice to Marouk. Cut off by Logan, fired into the Chicago corner. Came behind the net. Logan trying to clear right out in front. A super stop by Esposito on Marouk, who got a pass out right off the edge of the goal crease. John Marks has the puck now. Steered it one-handed as he was tied up by Maneri to Mikita. Up across the blue line to the slot, then overskated by Murray. Coral tipped it to the board. Mikita gets to it there, shot it around to the other side. John Marks let it go. His wrist shot. Now a centering pass by Mikita went to Marks at the boards here on the left side. His pass to Mikita in the corner. In front to Marks, got trapped at his skates, tried to pass. Coral was tied up by O'Brien as they work it around the Hawks. Mikita, Marks, and Coral in around that Cleveland net. Now comes Marouk to center ice. Left wing pass in behind J.P. Parisi, and it is offside Cleveland. With the puck, McKechnie to the left board for Stewart. Flipped it in. Here comes McAdam into the corner. Pass out. It went right back to the blue line. Smith winds up. Shoot! Esposito knocked that down with McAdam right off the crease. Goes to the corner. Wilson and he bang each other around. McKechnie and Degla. And the players tie one another up. And Esposito has made 2 alert stops here in the last minute.
Well, that's just as tough a shot as the one that we had on Dennis Marouk. When it comes from the point like that, Ron, and it screened, Esposito came out of the net to cover the angle down. Then at the last minute, he saw it coming through a crowd. And those are the tough ones as well, even the ones from the slot. But the ones from the point like that, when they're screened, they're tough shots.
We got a fight. Play has been stopped. Bob Kelly has a hold of McAdam, and McAdam a hold of him. And they're at close range. Now Kelly got his right arm free as the linesmen try to pry them apart. And they are now succeeding in that process. And Wally Harris comes in over quickly as well to say something to the participants. Whatever precipitated that, we can't say for sure. The play had moved up into the center ice area. And Bob Kelly and McAdam of Cleveland will both get the gate here. Major penalties at 11 minutes and 38 seconds of the second period. Stadium on a very wintry night. Brad Baldy with some nice stick handling crosses the blue line, goes to the left wing boards, comes from the side, shoots that hit Potvin. He got the puck back, and O'Brien knocked it free to Potvin at the side of his own goal. Potvin with some nice moves out the right side to Gardner. Gardner coming over the line with Arneson. Mulvey cut Arneson off, and Gardner shot it into the Chicago corner. The penalties to McAdam and Kelly are up. McAdam got to the puck on the boards. The shot was blocked by Russell on the way to the net. And a clearing pass attempt was too high for Bolderev. McAdam dumps it in behind the Chicago net, wearing that C on his jersey, heads off the ice, and some Cleveland changes. Out the left side to Kelly. Down the boards, across the line, Stott. Looking for Bolderev. Mulvey in the slot. Here is the shot by Kelly, ripped wide. As Gardner appeared to be hurt, but gets back in the play as the Barons start out. No, it was Hampton who was nicked. A long shot by Arneson from the line, turned aside by Esposito. Magnuson slammed into Shinsky, and Russell gets the puck behind his own net. Hampton tried to whip in there, but Russell used the net to advantage, comes to center ice, flipped it in across the Cleveland line. 5:25 to play in the second period. 2-0 Chicago. Russell drives it in off Stewart's glove. Stewart and Russell collided. Hampton recovers. Up to the Blackhawk line, going to his right, flick the backhander to the corner. Magnuson gets to it. Watched by Hampton. Peels away. Checked by Hampton, who backhanded it through the crease, but right to the far boards. Rhoda sweeps in behind his own net. Leaves the puck there for Magnuson, who's got Russell astride him. Takes his pass in between holes, and out they come. Magnuson's feed, Mikita at center ice. To Rhoda at the blue line. Bothered there by Randy Holt, who has played a forward position since the first or second shift when he started out on defense. Bordelot swept in there to sneak it away from Hampton. Shot it behind the net. Bordelot trying to come out in front of Mikita's pass. Went over top of the net. Murray to the board. Centered by Bordelot. It went to the far line, and a quick move up the left side, but Hampton is beaten there by Bob Murray. They jam in front of the Cleveland bench. 4:25 to play. It's tangled in amongst the skates. Now dug out of there by Holt. Holt at center ice shoots it in wide of the Chicago net. Bob Murray watched by Parisi. A pass to Bordelot, spun around, backhanding it into the Cleveland zone. 4:10 to play in the second period. Detroit here on Saturday night as a two-line Cleveland pass. John Marks cuts into the middle. He's got Coro on one side, brings it up himself across the blue line, fades off to the boards, drop past Logan, shot, kicked away by Edwards. Coro tied up by Potvin in the corner, left it there for Mikita, turns to the circle, shoots over the crossbar as Edwards ducked under that. Parisi on the far side, tied up by Marks. A Mikita shot to the side of the net. A Potvin up the right boards for Maneri, couldn't reach it. Marks a pass to Mikita into the corner for Coro. After him, Potvin. Potvin checked him, flipped it ahead. It hit the official, went behind the Cleveland net. Parisi around on the far side, gets it from O'Brien. Rink-wide pass to Maneri. A pass in the middle there, too far for Dennis Marouk. And it is given by Murray to Dave Logan. Logan to Marks, up to the blue line, shoot! Ooh, and he hopped with this whistle one wide as Edwards did the splits, and the shot just missed. Bowman will be deflected off a Cleveland player out to center ice. 1:55 to play in the second. Wilson into Degla, forced to turn back by McKechnie, pass it over to Talon, sidesteps McAdams, into the slot, shoots wide on a wrist drive from about 20 feet in front. Here on the near side, Kelly with it, comes off the board, slid it across to Talon, moving up off the blue line. Shot it behind the net. Stewart has Plant wrapped up. The puck hits the side of the net, and it is trapped there by goaltender Gary Edwards, and there is no further play. Left-handed, and the Blackhawks are one of the few teams that have more than enough right-handed defensemen, which makes it very fortunate. Golderev won the draw against Gardner, back to the line on Bully's pass. Shot was blocked. Magnuson's drive into the corner. Gardner banked it to the line. It came to Russell. Shoots, and Gardner blocked that on the way to the net. They've got 3-on-2 here. Up the left side, Fiddler into the Chicago corner. The pass, Gardner's backhand flip from close in. And it was blocked. Here comes a shot by O'Brien off the short side, turned aside by Esposito. And Mulvey drives it down the far board as the Barons mounted a truck there. And the clock will stop with 1 minute of play left in this second period. Golderev now with a right wing pass to Mulvey up across the line. And the play is whistled on the offside. There is own net on that face-off at the blue line. John Potvin now starting out of his own zone, coming straight up the middle, winds up, shoots a rocket that Esposito blocked. Magnuson knocked down broken stick as he collided with Arneson, but the puck went out into center ice. Tipped back in by Fiddler. Magnuson flipped it out of there. It's taken by Bolderev, lost control of it, coming to the Cleveland blue line. Bully in center ice into Mulvey as they work it around. He slammed into O'Brien, who already has a very sore nose. He's down on the ice as they tie it up behind the net. Straight behind his own goal by Marouk. Passed it off to John Marks. Put on the brakes and lost Chris Maneri, who went to the ice. Marks comes out of his own zone. Lead pass for Coral, interception by J.P. Parisi. In his own zone to O'Brien. O'Brien to Smith. To Marouk at his own line. Right wing pass, Maneri. Crossed the line, fired it in wide of the Chicago net. 5-0 Blackhawks, 13-18 to play. Mikita away with Marks. 3 back, lead left wing pass. Marks in against Smith. Rode him off, recovered by Maneri. Maneri failed to clear it by Logan, who had it deflect off the stick and out into center ice. Now Plant with it, winds up, shoots wide from center ice as the Hawks in a change. Out the right side, Smith. Lead pass, Marouk, checked from behind by Pierre Plant, who recovers off the board, swings behind his own line. Moves back to center ice against McKechnie. By him, Backhanded to the Cleveland corner. Hustling back McAdam with Daigle in pursuit.